Hello, Sherry Woodward here, and I just wanted to share with you how I like to frame my tiny little miniature pastel paintings into these little picture frames. These are, this one here is a 3 by 3 inch picture frame. The problem is I don't want my pastel to touch the glass, so I want to create a spacer so that it's not actually touching the glass. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to open up a pastel painting that I have in a clear bag. The clear bag is just, until I am ready to frame it. And the pastel has to be kept under glass or plexiglass. It's a 3 by 3 inch painting, and these little mats that come in this mat and this frame make the picture too small. So I want to show the whole painting. So I'm going to pull that mat out and toss it. So first of all, I want to get rid of any dust and dirt on this glass. These particular little picture frames have real glass and not plexiglass. And it would be great if I could just pop that painting into the frame, but I don't want the pastel to touch the glass. So we need to make some spacers. But what I need to do is, since there's not a whole lot of space in these little picture frames, I need to make spacers that are the same thickness as this mat. And so what I did is I found some cardboard. I have lots of supplies. I found some cardboard that's the same thickness. And so what I did is I cut it to where it fits very snug into this frame. I don't want it moving around. I want it to be very snug. Otherwise, you're going to run into problems. The glass and this mat, they move around. They're not snug. So, you can use the mat as a template to cut out your cardboard, but just remember you need to add a little more width and height. Otherwise, it's going to be moving around. So here's what I'm doing. I'm pulling out my cutting board and my X-Acto knife. Make sure that it doesn't have any junk on it. And what I want to do is let's look at this. So there's like some space, like, I don't know, about 1/8 of an inch or so all around the edges. And what I want to do is I want to have an edge inside this square. I want to cut out the square in the middle so that I have like that same 1/8 of an inch measurement along the edges. And this will create, when I pop this back into the frame, this will create that space so that, and nobody will be able to tell, so that the painting is not actually touching the glass. Not all pastel painters, pastel artists think that this is important, but there's enough of them out there, and I tend to agree that you don't really want the pastel to be touching the glass, because pastel tends to smudge, and like, what if somebody knocks your painting off the wall, or just like dings it, or we're in earthquake country, it gets knocked off the wall or off the mantle or wherever, then you're going to knock all that dust around. Pastels, they put out a lot of dust. So what I want to do is I want to create a spacer, even for these little tiny frames. So sorry for the dings. I keep hearing dings. Somebody must be texting me or something, but sorry about that. So I'm being very careful here not to cut myself, first of all, but I want to try not to go past that inner square, and I just want to make sure that it's really cut loose. And so I'm just taking my time. And looking on the back just to see. So this takes a little while, and I'm sorry, but it didn't take me that long. It just took me a few minutes. I want to show you the time it takes if you want to do this the right way and create the spacers. And you can do this for larger frames too. In fact, I'm doing it for my 5x7s, 5x7 inch paintings as well. So I want to make sure that there's no debris, there's no little things like little hairs or little pieces of cardboard that are gonna be showing in the frame, like in between. So I'm just being very diligent here. I'm not usually a perfectionist, but when it comes to things like this, framing, I do the perfection. The perfectionist person comes out to play. She's no fun. Okay, so I'm going to put this stuff away here, and let's pop that baby into the frame and see how it looks. But first, pull off all this extra stuff. Again, I like to make sure that my glass is clean, doesn't have fingerprints or dust. And now let's see if we can get that spacer in there. So I want to be careful putting it in. My fingers are kind of touching the glass, so I'm going to take a little rag and again wipe that clean. And make sure that it's good and down in there. And now let's see how this looks. Oh, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Voila! Yay! We did it. We did it.